All right, so let's begin here. It's March 22nd, 6 o'clock, School Facilities Committee meeting. I don't see Nan here, so I'll try to do notes as best I can while we're all talking. So I will start with a roll call vote. Kathleen Burns, here. Paul Kearney.
Present.
Jennifer Lesky.
Present.
Greg McClellan.
Present.
Martin Nee. Here. Nan Roth. Possibly. Oh, Kathleen is here. Sorry, Kathleen, I missed you. I'm just promoting her now. Kathleen is here. Perfect. Paul Schubert. Here. And Douglas Schultz.
Present.
Promoted her, but maybe this. Okay. So,
Jason, I can take the notes if you want.
oh, that'd be great. Thank you.
Sure.
Did you get everybody who was here? Or you can tell by the screen anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so first order of business, we want to review and discuss the warrant article. Craig was kind enough to present to the select board yesterday. So Craig, I'll turn it over to you if you want to just give a rundown of what happened yesterday.
Sure. As we know, well, Jason was not feeling well, so I appeared in his stead yet last night. And so, as we all know, we had proposed a warrant article for $1.5 million for the purpose of a feasibility study for a renovated or replaced middle high school. And that's been the subject of some controversy through, you have to go through the advisory committee that's unelected, the capital budget committee, which is unelected, and then it goes to the select board to decide whether something even goes on the warrant. So we were just trying to get this. We weren't asking for anyone for any money. We're asking to get it on the warrant so the community can decide whether it wants to do this as an option. There's been a bunch of discussion about it, and the long and short of it is they have arrived at a situation where the good news is they voted yesterday to give us $1.5 million in a special purpose stabilization fund for ongoing repair and maintenance issues at the schools. So that's a new thing that will be at our disposal in order to address ongoing maintenance issues. Obviously, a separate issue is this feasibility issue in this warrant article that we requested. So it's getting traction in so much as we get sort of an abbreviated feasibility study that that really gives us additional information, but doesn't get as far into schematic design. And for that reason, we would need to hire an owner's project manager. So it would foreseeably, or I guess, seemingly cut costs. So what I did is I said, yeah, I think we can work with that. Let me get back to the committee. We had scheduled a meeting for tomorrow. I said this last night, obviously, in anticipation there might be some issues. So let me talk to them. And I talked to the design AI3 today as well. And I guess other towns have done this. So Jason has something that he may be able to share his screen. I don't know for those of you that can even see it, but there's basically a breakdown where for like 430 grand, we can have an abbreviated feasibility study, which still gets us moving forward. It gets the town a lot of information. It gets a conceptual design done. Like, we look at programming needs, academic needs, community at large needs, and come up with some options for the town, while pretty much only staying within the lane that of items that will be repurposed for an MSBA feasibility study if we are accepted the MSBA. So we're not going to be really wasting too much more money either. So there's only like an exposure of duplicative spending to the tune of like 100 grand into this model. So it's obviously a lot less. And I think that we'll be able to sell this to the select board in terms of getting on the warrant. So basically what the current proposal is, and I don't know if Jason's able to share his screen or not, is to basically ask for whatever the amount is in the first column. I think it's like $435,000 for the feasibility study instead of that 1.5 for like an abbreviated. Yep.
Let me hold you up right there. So the first thing is we got a warrant article for the 1.5 to do the maintenance and repairs. So that's that was a good thing that came out of last night's meeting.
Yep.
So
yep.
Now what we're talking about is the feasibility study as another warrant article to put on. So I just want to make sure everyone's clear that the 1.5 is going on the warrant. Now we're discussing and proposing to the select board the feasibility aspect, which I'm going to pull up on the screen right now.
And just to be clear, the select board, this discussion that we caused about the feasibility study, the select board came up with this. Well, it was sort of a collaboration with the stabilization fund. So they did that on their own. They proposed a sort of warrant almost. So it didn't directly come from us, but it arose out of as a result of our warrant article request in connection with the feasibility study. And I'm sorry if I'm going fast. I'm just trying to be respectful of everyone's time. I know this is sort of an extra meeting here.
Yeah, so I shared it. So in the first column, we have the feasibility study and conceptual design, and it shows all the number figures. Then the second column is the full feasibility study and schematic design, which I don't think we would go for at the present moment, because column 3 is the potential MSBA reuse percentages in column. So even though we may spend $447,000, we wouldn't have to, spend that again, because in essence, you can use $335,750 of that money. Those items can be reused with the MSBA.
That's right. And don't forget, Jason, it also, it'll save us time on the MSBA feasibility study, because all this stuff will have already been done, right? The stuff that's repurposed. It's not only that we're not spending the money again, but we'll be able to save time on the back end. But, separate aside from any of that, we're going to be delivering a whole report of information to the town so that the community can make a more informed decision as we progress. And if it takes 3 or 4 cycles and we still haven't been admitted to MSBA, well, then it's time to think about what other options we have, looking at this study. So that's just that's sort of the big development that's taken place over the last 48 hours.
Yeah, I was just trying to. I don't know if you guys can see my email here from AI3. It also, the feasibility, it even does like the educational aspect of it as well. So that's not really captured so much, and I guess it would be in one of these 2 buckets, but that would also be a part of it as well.
Yeah, there's all kinds of elements to it, including like looking deeply at the needs of the community from both an academic and extracurricular programming, but also from is there a performing arts center this town needs that we can incorporate in the design? Do we want to make the special education program more robust? Are there traffic flow concerns? What are the various financing constraints for the town, and what does that mean in terms of what the best options are for us? So a lot of questions that a lot of people have had. I think it will help provide those answers, but it also rebuts the whole position that as I've been presenting this, I've been confronted with the challenge that, well, you're just trying to build a new school, and this is just a new build in a feasibility studies clothing, and that's not at all accurate. But it's a fear that people have nevertheless, and now this provides a rebuttal to that, because this excludes that schematic design part of it, where we're sort of focusing on this first phase of it, getting some questions answered. We're not paying for a design of a new build because we're just not quite sure whether what exactly we're going to do, and we're not sure if we're going to be invited to the MSBA process, which would require a different schematic design process anyway. That we would incur some duplicative spending in connection with the schematic design facet.
Yeah, because the full schematic design is like $345,000, and if we went alone, it looked like AI3 said we'd probably only get like 25%. So I mean, it's not worth doing.
Right.
So
right. And even the full feasibility study, he was able to trim down. Like once I said, we want to get a better sense of what the costs are. It's not $1.5 million anymore, right? It's like, I think it's around $1 million. I'm not looking at it right now.
It's $1 million. Yeah.
Yep. So that's even that is good, right? But then we're not, so anyway, I think what the select board was looking for is sort of the column number 1 thing. And that's why I was hoping we could consider revising our request to sort of pivot and ask for the more abbreviated feasibility study, so we can still get going on that. And I think that would get traction with the board, given the conversations we've had to date.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Comments? No? Okay. So I just wanted to get a feel from this committee, because we are going to be presenting this to the select board on Tuesday. Craig, is that right?
Yeah, I requested that we be put on their agenda at the meeting last night at their very next meeting, which I believe is going to be Tuesday because it's warrant article season. So I think they meet a lot. So yes, I think if it, whatever it is, if their next meeting, we're going to be on the agenda, and I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday.
So I wanted to get at least, a vote, yay or nay, on presenting this to the select board to put another warrant article on for just the feasibility and conceptual design. So if that's good, and or what we think as a group we want to do, I would definitely, I guess at this point, take a motion to submit this.
I'll make the motion, Jason. I don't know if there's a second, but I'll make the motion.
Sure. So,
I'll second it.
okay. So we have now do a roll call vote. Kathleen Burns.
Aye.
Kearney.
Where we going?
Paul.
Aye. Aye. Sorry. My
Jennifer Leskey.
Aye.
Greg McClellan.
Aye.
Douglas Schultz.
Aye.
Jason Earls, aye. So excellent. Thank you, everyone. So
I just want to make sure I have the word right. It's a motion to submit the feasibility study proposal to the select board to put on the warrant.
correct.
It's a motion to submit the revised abbreviated feasibility study warrant article.
Thank you.
Excellent. That I had on the agenda. Does anybody have anything else that they would like to discuss?
Nope.
Oh, stop sharing my screen.
This is, I feel like this is an awesome turn of events, getting sort of the best of both worlds for right now. If both on the warrant and pass.
Yeah.
And I feel confident.
I mean,
in both. But go ahead.
Jen, I completely agree with you. It's a win. I mean, look, it's just getting it in front. I'm still happy if we walk away and the town says no. At least the town gets to consider this option, right? That's our job.
Right.
So and the stabilization fund that will pass. That has the support of everyone, and that will pass. So we're going to have a rolling account from which we can start to repair the schools and maintain them instead of just ignoring the problems.
It's fabulous.
Also, too, if we could even as a board just kind of even look at some of the safety related items as far as the crosswalks go, especially on 3A. If you go down Situate, down 3A in Situate High School, they have these crosswalks where you step in and the light goes on and you kind of know. Ours need to, at a further point, I'd like us to have the discussion on, basically is that area about maybe a traffic study there, because it's something that I asked for when I first got on the school committee. It was somewhat supposed to happen, but it really never happened. So I think as a board, if we could kind of look at that when we get a chance and just kind of know that if we could put that on our radar, just to have a safety walk to school, because that's
I mean, especially with this stabilization fund, I mean, safety and security is the number one priority. And I have it on that spreadsheet.
Awesome.
Next amount of years. So we can definitely do that. So excellent. So we just met, and our next meeting technically is Tuesday, but since Craig and I will both be at the select board, I don't know how you guys feel about just skipping that one, and then we can try to another time.
People can also join us if anyone would like to go to the select board with us, just in strength and numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 7 o'clock in the town hall.
When is that again?
I believe.
Well, look for the agenda. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Tuesday at 7 in Town Hall, but I'm not entirely certain of that. So because it's kind of a weird season right now, but I think so. To take a look at the agenda center in the next couple of days, they will post it, I'm sure. And then yeah, I mean, the more of us show up, I think the probably the better. But yeah, I mean, I'd rather not meet twice in 2 weeks if we've pretty much done a lot of work here in terms of what we're trying to do. I mean, we got to see what happens at town meeting now.
Yep. Yeah, and then maybe we can share, if we do get the agenda, just share it out and try to get people there, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like we have to? Because if that's the case, I definitely want to know. So I'll share it out. Can you do that, Jason, with the open meeting, send out everybody what the agenda is? Or do you have to?
I mean, anybody can go on the town website and download the select board PDF.
So then to you guys, to the board. Okay.
Yeah. All right, excellent. So hope to see you all there on Tuesday. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Go ahead.
Now we'll do the vote. Kathleen Burns.
I'm muting. Aye.
Paul Kearney.
Aye.
Jennifer Lesky.
Aye.
Greg McClellan.
Aye.
Douglas Schultz.
Aye.
Jason Earls. Aye. Thank you everyone for your time. I know this was a little rushed, a little quick, but I appreciate all you guys.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here, guys.
Thank
All
you.
right, take care.
Thanks all. Bye-bye.
Bye.